Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get to this podcast off the ground, I had so many questions. How do I record an episode? Where do I find my background music? How do I get my show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the other places people like to listen? Where do I find the advertisers? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing and monetizing your podcast. And best of all, it's 100% free and 100% ridiculously easy to use. So, if you want to start a podcast, go to anchor.fm/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast. Hey guys, and welcome to the episode of The Wednesday Awakens. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about, of course, the new Red Stormtroopers got a name reveal. And my clone will be talking about, of course, the Star Wars stories for Industrial Light and Magic and Lab. And of course, the Lucasfilm gets a publishing panel. And is there a live action Ahsoka Tano coming up? Well, even though I still have my doubts about that, because I still want Ahsoka to have a movie, but however, I just want it to be animated. So, I just need a stunt woman to play her, but yet want Ashley Eckstein voicing her. And there's a rumor that the Mandalorian Season 2 is happening. And of course, Rise of Skywalker is doing a reshoot. Well, I didn't put that in yet. And one of the prequel trilogy stars is, of course, been casted for the Kingsman. And James Earl Jones' absence on there. I'm Megabits46, and you're listening to The Wednesday Awakens. Okay, first we're going to start off with the really, really odd news. Well, I know we're not serious yet, however, but this one is really, really odd. But bear with me on this one. It's just because. However, we are saying that ever had a blackout? Oh, if you live in a Manhattan area, yes, I did hear about the blackouts. The blackouts that happen. But yet, I'm really sorry, everyone. I'm really sorry that happened to you. I really am. However, I am going to say is of course, even though I'm really sorry that happened to you guys, but you should thank your local police force, or your local police department for helping out with the traffic during the blackout. And they just guide the traffic with lightsabers. Star Wars lightsabers, not Not the light sticks. Lightsabers. Wow. Yeah, I know I called this weird, but you should, but everyone, let's just thank our local police department. Sorry, your local police department. Everyone living in New York City for guiding the traffic during the blackout. But, however, like I say, we should, I would like to thank the police department. Not because they used the lightsabers to guide the traffic, but I just want to thank them for guiding the traffic with the blackout happening during dark and used lightsabers. And I tell you, if there weren't any lightsabers, then there would be accidents. But I just want to thank the NYPD for guiding the traffic. Okay, I got that out of the way, everyone. But now let's get to more serious news. But first, we're going to start off with my clone, of course, talking about Star Wars Story. Hey guys, I'm Mr. 46 Pokemon Amateur. Welcome to another gaming review. And we got news regarding to, of course, LMX Lab. However, with the new Star Wars Story, which is going to come July 19th, which is 2 days later from the episode, but yet I would advise everyone, we gotta be cautious about that one. We got Star Wars Stories coming up. However, we have Industrial Light and Magic. That's all I gotta say. The Star Wars Stories is gonna come up at July 19th. They got more of them. Alright guys, that's gonna do about it for me. I'll see you guys next time. And until we meet again, game over. Thank you, Mr. 46, Pokemon Amateur. Short and sweet as always. Well, not as always, but short and sweet this time. Yeah, he's in no hurry. However, I may be going to be in a hurry for this. However, I'm going to be talking about, of course, is the Lion King premiere. And who do we see? Lando Calrissian himself, Donald Glover, Beyonce Knowles, the two Marvel cast members from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, not Fox's Marvel. Although we are going to get Spider-Man. But yet, we also see Marvel Cinematic Universe employee and Mandalorian creator Jon Favreau. But there is one person who is missing from the premiere. Is this one person who plays the biggest baddie, but yet one of the fan favorite villains, one of the fan favorite characters, and yet he's also the voice of Mufasa in the of course in the animated version of The Lion King. Yet He reprises his role as Mufasa in the live-action series. It's none other than Darth Vader himself, James Earl Jones. And I know if you're all concerned about James Earl Jones, where James Earl Jones is at. Is he sick? Is he dying? But Mandalorian creator and Lion King director Jon Favreau said that James Earl Jones is from the East Coast, while they premieres at the West End, and he said that James Earl Jones is alright. He's fine. See, everyone? No need to be alarmed. Everything's going to be okay. Because, however, Marvel Comics has announced their 1,000th comic. And including that special comic of 1,000 is Darth Vader, which shows Darth Vader. Interestingly enough, I am going to get to the main topics regarding to ComiCon and D23, which is going to come next month. And ComiCon is tomorrow, but make no mistake that the 1,000th Marvel issue is not going to be involving the hero, the superheroes, or a supervillain, but the character, an iconic villain from the galaxy far, far, far away. It's just, that's going to be 1,000th comic. And speaking of Marvel, I just almost got through chapter 1 of Alphabet Squadron, a Marvel and Del Rey crossover event. This feels more like a comic book rather than a book. This more feels like a comic book rather than a novel. And my first impression, that's my first impression. I'm not going to give you my thoughts on it yet, but I had yet to read Alphabet Squadron, because this feels more like a comic book rather than a novel, in my opinion. Because it features A-Wing, B-Wing, X-Wing, C-Wing, and Y-Wing. Or V-Wing, or W-Wing. Now, who knows? That's what Alphabet Squadron is all about. And the reason why it's a Marvel and Del Rey crossover event is because there's Marvel comics focus on the Imperials, known as Shadow Squadron. It's known as Shadow Squadron, and it has the TIE fighters, team of TIE pilots. But even so, Alphabet Squadron, it's a must-read, because if you want the one without graphic comics, and if you're a fan of novels, and if you want to read something regarding Star Wars, Alphabet Squadron is for you. It's for you to read. I wouldn't call it a must-read, but I would call it a check it out. But Alex Damon, on the other hand, from Star Wars Explained, is a huge sucker for the books. For the books based on the pilots. For the books involving pilots. And he really loves this. And of course, the page was redacted from with harm to ongoing matter. Oh, no. Oh, sorry. I was just reading some reports. Don't worry. But, like I say, be sure to check out Marvel 1000. and I'm gonna get to the publishing later on. But we had to clear those first. Regarding to the ones I did, J. Gerald Jones, and I did Alphabet Squadron, and I did Marvel. But although, speaking of, one of the characters might get a movie somehow. Well, I heard. Well, I'm not the one to spread rumors at Geek City, which season 2 is going to come in September, once KFC's kids are going to school. However, I will mention that there's a rumor that Ahsoka Tano may get a live-action film. I know some people are excited and some people are not, but me, yeah. I think it's better to be animated instead of live action because, I mean, if you're doing live action, then you could get someone like who's also a stunt double to do a film. But however, I prefer it to be animated. But yes, I want Ashley Eckstein to return. But if you're doing live action with Captain Rex, Tamora Morrison would be the best choice. And if it's animated, D. Bradley Baker will return. Because I want to see if Ahsoka, at her time in exile, but I want it to take place after the Clone Wars, of what's going to happen to her when Order 66 was occurred, and why, and of course I just want to see how Rex, well, yes, I know they have their inhibitor, he has his inhibitor chip removed, but, and I would like to find out, of why does he remain loyal to Ahsoka, and how did he kill the clone troopers that are trying to kill Ahsoka? But, well, before his time in Rebels, and before he appeared at the Battle of Endor. Yeah, that's one thing I'd like to know. But just like that. Just like that. But I think it's better to have Ahsoka that get an animated movie instead of live action. But if it's live action, I want it to be voiced by Ashley Eckstein. No Ashley Eckstein, no money. But if Ashley Eckstein, but if it's animated, shut up and take my money, It's not because it's Star Wars, because I'm a huge sucker for animation, Because I saw Toy Story 4, and I saw Secret Life of Pets 2, and I saw The Grinch. But I can't wait for another animated film, as long as it's not Teen Titans Go to the movie sequel, I think we should be A-okay. And speaking of making an appearance, to a segue far, far, far away. Yeah, I already covered this yesterday with Marvel Tuesday about a Kingsman, which is the origin to the Kingsman, but a Kingsman is the origin story of how the organization got created. And I already covered this with Quicksilver's Aaron Tyler Johnson. Not the other one. Not Peter, forgot his name. Not Peter Evans. Not Peter Evans, Quicksilver. Aaron Taylor Johnson's Quicksilver. But now, we got one more cast member joining the roster. And it's Liam Neeson, Qui-Gon Jinn himself. And yes, this is not a third film, canonically, and we don't have Colin Firth. We don't have Colin Firth in this, because he's going to be in the fourth film, which is going to be the final film. Which is actually going to be the final film of the saga. However, Liam Neeson is going to appear on a Kingsman, which is an origin story of the Kingsman. Well, if you're ready for, of course, the things to do, Okay, I want you to imagine. Can you possibly imagine? Close your eyes. Think a bit. If you're in Star Tours, and you're given a tour, right there. And what you see? Planet Batu. And of course, there's a new ride. Imagine if it's December at Disney World. Wild's coming in 2020 in Disneyland. And what you get? Rise of the Resistance. Because that's our next topic. Yeah, the Rise of the Resistance ride. Yeah, I got more details about it, of course. Well, actually, I got little bit details. Which, of course, you got. Yeah, we already know that Galaxy's Edge will be opening up in August 23rd at the Walt Disney World. But 4 months after that, Rise of the Resistance will open up in December to Disney World in Orlando. While at Disneyland, it's going to coming to a month later in 2020, January 17th, to Disneyland. And that's pretty much it. Well, before I close up this episode, we are in the main topics, the main event. Let's just clear those out. First, with The Mandalorian, and then, for this name of the episode, Star Wars at ComiCon. first off we're going to cover is The Mandalorian. Yeah, sorry, it's a marker. The Mandalorian. There's been an ongoing rumor that there's season 2 might happen. Might be on, of course, in the works. Just thinking it. Oh, wait. Hold on. I got breaking news now. And Jon Favreau confirmed that it's happening. Has already been confirming that season 2 is been written, penned down. It's been penned down. Like, in other words, it's happening already. Huh. Well, that was quick with Jon Favreau. I got nothing else to say about that. But, although Lucasfilm will not be making an appearance at ComiCon for The Mandalorian, but rather with, of course, D23. Like, in other words, it's happening at D23. The Mandalorian. We got The Mandalorian coming up, and they'll promise they're doing a sneak preview. They'll premiere The Mandalorian sneak preview of season 1 at D23, which is going to come in August. So I'll be keeping my eye out, and I will do. If they do a panel, I will write it down, and of course, going to break through it. You know, like I did like my clone did with Jedi Fallen Order. And, of course, we got that redacted. You know, he got the games redacted, like The Avengers with Square Enix, and he redacted it with, of course, with Jedi Fallen Order because of Wednesday Awakens podcast. But other than that, just make sure to check those out. But Mandalorian is going to come at D23, so we are going to check those out. I'm going to check this out. I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. Meanwhile, there is a panel for tomorrow's ComiCon, and I will go ahead and give you my thoughts on it. Okay, yeah. So, yeah. We got the panel, alright. Hold on. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, the new Red Troopers, the one that I previously called the Red Dead Troopers, have an official name, and they are called the Sith Troopers. To be honest, name is a bit far-fetched in my opinion. A bit far-fetched because I know they're not meant not to be confused with of course, with the Old Republic. But, however, the armor looks really cool, though. And yes, the armor looks cool, and yet their masks look cool, because it kind of reminds me of the Clone Troopers. And they are going to show up at the panel, because so far we got the Imperial Stormtroopers, the Imperial Depth Troopers, the Shore Troopers, the Scout Troopers, the Imperial TIE Pilots, and then we got the First Order TIE Pilots, then we got the First Order Stormtroopers, and now we're going to have the Sith Troopers on display. And yes, and so far we got the other panel with publishing for ComiCon. And I got the bit of the names here. Timothy Zahn of the Thrawn trilogy. Charles Shull of the Darth Vader comics. Cabot Scott, famous for Dooku Lost. Jedi Lost, audio only. The audio drama. Delia S. Dawson for Phasma and the upcoming Black Spire novels. Sadoi Kovi coming with A Crash of Fate. Then we got E.K. Johnson of Padme, Queen Shadow. Then we got George Vann of the upcoming Myths and Legends. Rebecca Pranhorst, Lo Anders, Katie Cook, Kevin Shink, and a whole lot more making a panel. And just like that, and that's all the Comic-Con and D23 topics. So, we're gonna close out this episode. Okay, guys, that's gonna be about it for the Wednesday Awakens. So, I guess that's it. A lot of topics I had to cover, but it was all worth it. And Comic-Con comes tomorrow, but if the Star Wars panel is going to come up, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to write down the breakdown, and yet I'm going to have my thoughts on it. If there's an official trailer, but yet we got the reshoots, and we're going to get ready for this. Okay, guys, that's going to do about it. I will see you guys next time. And as always, may the Force be with you.